I cannot believe that Jedward have reassembled the One Direction fandom to save One Direction from Simon Cowell. If you don't know who Jedward are, they used to be on the X Factor and they're famous for looking like this.
We're Jedwards.
But now they look like this. Like I said, they're going after Simon Cowell because of how his company has treated One Direction, Little Mix, and Fifth Harmony. And as with any major event online, people are making a lot of jokes about it. Here are some of the tweets. Simon Cowell thinks he's the mafia leader of the music industry when in reality he's nothing but a bad facelift. 1D and Little Mix are legally contracts and can never speak out, so we are. There's nothing modest about their previous management, justice for 1D and Little Mix. The actual story behind this is that they accidentally sent Jedward the wrong contract, so they got to read One Direction's contract, and it is messed up. One of my favorite things is when people finish a reality show and they can finally speak their mind, and Jedward has said, the biggest regret in life is not telling the judges on X Factor to f*** off. But like, we all wish they could have done that. Me reading all these tweets about Simon Cowell and Psycho, even though I have no clue what's going on. Honestly, that was me a day ago. Little Mix 5 Sauce 1D, Fifth Harmony, and the Stands carrying a coffin labeled Psycho. Right, stands on Twitter are crazy, but you gotta love them. Like, their memes are always so endearing. God, I love that they're like, oh, we can end a career. Aren't you Louis Tomlinson? Yep. And you made 3 music videos about being trapped in a mafia. Yep. Then Jedward tweets about how Simon thinks he is the mafia leader of the music industry, and if that's the case, it must be true. That makes sense to me. Then why did you unfollow them? It's not true. I don't want to get too deep into One Direction conspiracies, but I've got to say, when you hear the stories about Simon and Louis, it really does seem like there was some bad stuff going on there. There's this story floating around about after one of One Direction's first gigs, Simon Cowell flying Louis Tomlinson, who was 18, out to LA from the UK just to shout at him for being a little too drunk before the show. The performance was at a gay club, and some fans think he was getting in trouble for being too flamboyant as well, but I'm not getting into Larry Stylinson. I'm absolutely not. All I will say is that some fans think that Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson were in a relationship for the majority of the time they were into One Direction. There are so many edits, and it's so convincing, but it could just be nothing. I do not want to talk about it. This is the thing, One Direction haven't really said anything about it themselves, so it's very easy to get into the mindset that they're fully against this when all of it really just comes from memes. Here's another Louis conspiracy theory that is insane, but also incredibly convincing.
First of all, he congratulated this band on the album. He doesn't do that for no reason. They have a song called Boardwalk that literally says, won't you tell them it's a contract? Yeah, and I know sometimes it's easy to sign.
Okay, disclaimer here, I'm not saying that this is what is going through Louis Tomlinson's mind. If that was actually the case, if he was actually stuck in this contract and he couldn't say anything, so he was going through like new albums and looking at all the lyrics and being like, oh, okay, this one is relevant to my current situation. I'll congratulate this band on their album so that fans will look into it and find it. It's like, it's like QAnon, but for like teenage girls.
And everyone's freaking out about Louis unfollowing him. But if anything, that's just cementing exactly what they're saying.
No bad feelings towards anyone coming up with these theories. I'm sure they could probably be right. Don't be mean to them at all. In fact, I do think that One Direction probably were stuck in pretty awful contracts thanks to Simon Cowell. But I do think they can find signs wherever they look. Like, if you're looking for a sign, you'll find it. It's like confirmation bias. If you want to see One Direction leaving secret codes and messages, you'll see them leaving secret codes and messages. Okay, this one is my favorite. Simon Cowell is what happens when capitalism takes human form. Honestly, I don't know how true all of this is, but I am inclined to believe Jedward that the X Factor probably does use pretty predatory contracts. And if they are doing that, then it'd be really difficult for the artists involved in those contracts to speak out. But what we do know is that Simon Cowell just has really bad vibes. Goodbye.